Weird American laws. Close your eyes for a second. It's a freezing February night in Fairbanks, Alaska. Temperature minus 30 Celsius. Snow up to your knees. Suddenly, a 1,200-pound bull moose with massive antlers pushes open the door of a local bar. The bartender, without missing a beat, slides him a giant frosty mug of Alaskan amber ale. The moose chugs it in one go, lets out a satisfied burp that shakes the windows, then starts breakdancing on the pool table. Tables flip, glasses shatter, patrons scream in delight and terror. The next day, the entire town council meets in emergency session and passes a brand new law. It is hereby illegal to serve alcoholic beverages to moose. Sounds like the plot of a bad comedy movie? Or a fever dream after too much Yukon Jack? Well, hold on to your mucklooks, because this story, or at least a very close version of it, is real Alaskan folklore, and it might even have some legal teeth. Welcome to today's deep dive on LawToons USA. Hi everyone, and welcome back to LawToons USA, your favorite red, white, and blue cartoon channel where we unpack America's most ridiculous, outdated, unenforced, and downright hilarious laws that somehow still exist. Or at least people insist they do in 2026. If you're new here, we specialize in the kind of laws that make you go, wait, what? And then immediately Google them at 2 a.m. Today, we're heading way up north to the last frontier, Alaska, for one of the crown jewels of weird U.S. laws. It's illegal to give alcohol to a moose. Yes, you read that right. No buying a moose a drink, no slipping him a shot of whiskey, no sharing your beer with Bullwinkle. Violate this? Fines, potential jail time, or at least a very stern lecture from a game warden. But is this actually written in black and white in the Alaska statutes? Or is it one of those internet legends that grew legs bigger than a moose's? Let's find out, with plenty of laughs, facts, and cartoon absurdity along the way. So where does this glorious law come from? Most sources point to Fairbanks in the early 2000s, specifically the saga of one legendary moose named Buzzwinkle. Buzzwinkle was a young bull moose, big, bold, and apparently very social. In late fall 2007, the crabapple trees in Fairbanks dropped their fruit, and after a few frosty nights, those apples fermented naturally into alcohol. Buzzwinkle discovered this magical snack and went full party mode. He gorged himself on boozy apples, got completely sloshed, and decided town life was way more fun than the wilderness.
Subscribe and drop a like.
He started showing up in residential neighborhoods, staggering through yards, knocking over bird feeders, eating Christmas lights. True story, he chewed through strings of bulbs, and even trying to join human gatherings. One night he wandered right into downtown Fairbanks and attempted to enter a popular bar called the Blue Loon through the sidewalk entrance. Yes, there's an old Fairbanks ordinance that specifically prohibits moose from entering saloons via the sidewalk. Apparently, back in the gold rush days, some miners kept moose as pets and tried to bring them inside for warmth and company. Buzzwinkle became an instant celebrity. Locals took photos, made t-shirts, "I Survived Buzzwinkle," and newspapers ran headlines like "Moose on the Loose" and "Tipsy." The Alaska Department of Fish and Game got involved, trying to haze him away with noisemakers and rubber bullets, non-lethal of course. But Buzzwinkle just kept coming back for more fermented fruit. Eventually, the city had enough. According to local law, they passed or reinforced an ordinance making it illegal to intentionally provide alcohol or any intoxicating substance to moose. The idea was to stop people from feeding wildlife anything that could make them dependent, aggressive, or sick. But the alcohol part stuck because of Buzzwinkle's legendary benders. The story spread like wildfire. Travel blogs, Reddit threads, 50 dumb laws lists, even late-night TV segments. One popular version claims the law reads, "No person shall furnish alcoholic beverages to a moose." Another adds, "or allow a moose to become intoxicated in a public place." Pure gold. Animation pause, cartoon Buzzwinkle chugging beer, antlers with party hats, townspeople cheering and running. The real legal truth, 2026 update. Now let's get to the facts. Is this law still on the books in 2026? After checking the Alaska state statutes, Title 16 Fish and Game, Title 11 Criminal Law, Fairbanks North Star Borough Code, and even the Fairbanks City ordinances online, the short answer is no, there is no specific statewide statute that says do not give alcohol to moose. What does exist? Alaska Statute 16.05.92, general prohibition on feeding wildlife in ways that habituate them to humans or create public safety hazards. Fairbanks Municipal Code Section 110-161, old rule about animals in saloons, including the sidewalk entry ban for moose. Broader animal cruelty and public endangerment laws. If you intoxicate a wild animal and it causes harm, you can be charged. So the alcohol to moose ban
Subscribe and drop a like.
is mostly an urban legend amplified by Buzzwinkle's real antics. The city did increase enforcement around wildlife feeding after 2007, and they used public safety ordinances to justify it, but no one ever wrote a law specifically targeting moose and booze. Similar myths exist all over. In Ohio, you can't get fish drunk from old carnival laws. In Florida, no selling oranges on the sidewalk after sunset. Safety, not booze. In Texas, you can't sell your own eyeballs. Obvious, but still on books. Alaska's version became iconic because moose are literally everywhere there. Over 700,000 of them, more moose than people in many areas. And yes, climate change is making fermented berries more common, so game wardens still get calls about Tipsy Moose staggering across highways. They use pepper spray or noise to move them, not handcuffs. Animation. Modern game warden with moose in the background, shrugging, text, real calls happen. Why is this still hilarious and what we can learn? It's the perfect mix of absurdity and Americana. Wild animal plus alcohol plus small-town problem solving. Imagine the hypothetical trial. Prosecutor, the defendant served the moose 3 IPAs. Defense, he ordered them himself with his eyes. Judge, bail set at 1 bale of hay. In a state famous for extreme sports, ice climbing, dog sledding, surviving negative 50F Doritos, getting a moose drunk feels almost quaint. But there's a serious side. Feeding wildlife anything, especially alcohol, can make them lose fear of humans, become aggressive, or die from malnutrition. Real wildlife biologists emphasize, leave moose alone. They're not pets. So next time you're in Alaska, if a moose wanders up looking thirsty, offer him a carrot, not a cocktail. Your safety and his depends on it. To sum it up, giving alcohol to a moose isn't explicitly illegal statewide in Alaska in 2026, but thanks to Buzzwinkle, the legendary party moose, the myth lives on stronger than ever. It's one of those stories that shows how one hilarious, real incident can birth a law that feels real enough to fool millions. If you laughed, learned something, or just pictured a drunk moose breakdancing, hit that like button, drop a comment with your favorite weird animal law, or the drunkest wildlife story you've heard, and subscribe to LawToons USA right now. We drop new absurd laws every week. Next time, maybe we'll cover bear wrestling in Oklahoma, or why you can't push a camel out of an airplane in Arizona. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Stay legal, stay curious, and for the love of all that's holy, keep your moose sober. See you in the next wild one.